iOS 27 is easily one of the best updates that we have had on iOS since a really long time. And we're just on the second beta of iOS 27, and it has some really amazing new features. Apple has added the ability for iOS 27 to actually detect in real time when a user may be getting scammed, and of course, it will notify you by showing a pop-up right here on the screen. And this is the pop-up that you will see whenever iOS will basically detect that you might be getting scammed. It will show you right here this pop-up where it says high risk. In this case, it says high risk transaction. This transaction has been deemed high risk. You may be currently part of a scam. And right here we'll have the ability to proceed, which is in red, then cancel or report. This is actually one of the best privacy and security features that Apple has added in a long time, because as you might know, this is something that actually happens a lot. So I'm really glad Apple has thought about this, and we have this really useful feature now on iOS 27. That's just one of the great new features on iOS 27 that not a lot of people know about or talk about. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some more new features and also the new public beta, which is coming out really soon. Let's talk about that as well and see when to expect it and whether you should install it or not on your device. But first of all, let's take a look at some other new features that you will be able to find on iOS 27 that we didn't mention before on the channel. Like, here's one of them right here. The ability to now actually autofill captive Wi-Fi info. So when you go to captive Wi-Fi and you want to add the info right there, you know that those info are now shared between your devices you have connected to your iCloud account. And now you will get this button on your keyboard that allows you to basically autofill those info with a click, which is super useful and will actually save you a ton of time. The next one is right here on the Mail app. Order tracking in the Mail app now gives you the links to manage your order. So right here you will have manage your order, and then you will have open in wallet where you can track your order and also track your order outside of the wallet app by going to Safari right here. So you know, on the Mail app, whenever you get like a tracking number, it will actually show it with this progress bar right here, which is really useful. Now you will have a lot more options. You will be able to, as I said, manage the order right there, open the order and track it on the wallet app, or just move to Safari directly from here with these new options. There's also a change here on the UI for your printing. Now the printing progress will show as a circle on the dynamic island. As you can see right there, it looks very nice and clean. And we have some new options here and some new features for the Freeform app. And you can see this is a splash screen that you get when you go into the Freeform app. Basically dark mode for Freeform. Add more right here, and the best one is the new ability to now have folders on the Freeform app. As you can see right here where it says folders, it says organize your boards into folders and invite others to collaborate based of course on specific folders. This is a feature that I think, based on this app and what it does, should actually have been shipped on the first release of the Freeform. It didn't, so we're actually glad it's here right now. So now you can organize all your stuff into different folders for the Freeform app. And now let's go ahead and talk about the public beta. The public beta should be released really soon, but before that we will have the third beta of iOS 27. Now the third beta will come early next week. Most likely it will be Monday. Usually Apple is releasing these updates on a Monday. So July the 6th, in my opinion, will be the day that Apple releases the second beta. If not that, then it will happen on the 7th, but most likely it will be the 6th, where we see the third beta, which should be quite big in new features and changes. Usually the third betas actually bring a ton of new features compared to the second beta, which mostly had improvements and not a lot of new features and changes. Now after that, what Apple has done, and from what I remember from the last few years, A week after the release of the third beta, we get the first public beta. So I'm expecting the public beta to come out on the 13th of July, either 13th or the 14th of July, but it usually happens the first day of the week. So either that day or the 14th will be the day that Apple releases the public beta. Now, the public beta is a version of iOS, a beta of an iOS that Apple thinks is stable enough for the public to test it, even though you have the ability to actually install the betas even without having to wait for the public beta. And in this case, for iOS 27, I think it is not a bad time to even update right now and not just wait for the third beta, but also not wait for the public beta, because this update is that good. It is really stable. The battery life is amazing. The performance is great. Everything is super smooth, super fast, and you will very rarely see any bugs here and there. It is actually really good. I'm pretty sure most users wouldn't ever notice that they have a beta on their device, let aside a beta of such a big update like iOS 27. It is really good. But for everyone thinking about updating to iOS 27 when the public beta is out, I say go ahead, update. The update process is of course very simple. You can do it in a couple of clicks. So if you're planning to update to iOS 27 public beta, I'm assuming that you're probably on iOS 26.5 or 26.5.1 or the new 26.5.2. In that case, you can just go ahead and go to the general settings, go to software update right here. All you have to do is basically go to the beta updates. When you go here, you will see the iOS 27 beta update right here. We'll see also the iOS 27 public beta when it's released. Again, either the 13th or the 14th of July. You won't see it before that date. When it's out, it shows right here. Now, you will of course have also the option to go to the betas of iOS 26. So just keep that in mind and don't actually do that by accident, because if you're on iOS 26 currently, you also see the options here for iOS 26 betas. So what you're doing, tap on iOS 27 public beta, you come back here, just refresh the page, you will get the beta update right here, and you can go ahead and update as easy as that. Just make sure you have enough battery on your iPhone. Of course, make sure you have enough storage. Most likely you will need about 18 to 20 gigabytes of free storage to update to the first public beta, because it's reinstalling iOS completely and it will need actually quite a lot of space to do that. So make sure you have a ton of free storage. As I said, 18 to 20 gigabytes should be enough. So that is it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, smash that like button and of course subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next one.